One of the big questions that I get all the time is, when you're traveling, how can you make money? Because you're going to be in this place and that place and that place and this place. How can you make money? A very good friend of mine is a mortgage broker based in Canada. Well, his business is based in Canada, but he spends all his time in Bali and Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and anywhere else in the Southeast Asia that he wants to go. And we're going to be talking to him and discovering how he can have this remote lifestyle and financial freedom, doing something which I never thought you could do, teaching mortgage brokers halfway around the world.
Retirement isn't the end, it's the beginning of discovery. This is the Elder Nomad. Let's explore the world together. Adventure has no age limit. Live your dream life. And now let's get started.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Elder Nomad Podcast, where adventure has no age limit. I'm Scott Paton, the Elder Nomad, and we're going to be discovering how to travel slowly, inexpensively for years or decades. I'm almost a decade on the road. Earn remotely, stay healthy, and be at peace. Living with purpose. And travel slow, live simple, share wisely. And with that, I'm going to be bringing on the founder and CEO of CFM, Commercial Financing Mastery. He's had over 30 years inside the commercial financing and real estate industry, 16 years training over 300 professional mortgage brokers across North America. And I'll tell you, if you'd have told me this person was going to be halfway around the world from where his clients and customers are and looking after them, I would have said, no way, but I would be wrong. So welcome to the show once again, Sua. How are you doing today?
Doing fabulous. Got my coffee, ready to go, rock and roll, and share my 5 minutes of fame with you.
Awesome. So where are you right now?
Today, I just came back from Dalat from my resort project that I've been overseeing. It's in Vietnam, both of them. I am in Ho Chi Minh City, and we're on top of the rooftop area where I work, looking down at the city below me on the 35th floor.
Awesome. And obviously, you're preparing for snow.
Oh yeah, lots of white stuff out there. See,
that's overexposure. That's not snow.
35 degrees Celsius. I don't think snow's coming anytime soon.
That's hot. I happen to be in Ajijic, Mexico, near Lake Chapala, south of Guadalajara. I figure every week I'll tell you where I am because usually at least every month it changes. So there we go. Tell us a little bit about your businesses, both your mortgage brokering business and also your training business, because we want to dive into that. I think it's a great lesson for people.
Well, I mean, when I started traveling, the problem that I had really was the time that I had to work. But I was a night owl. So when I came to Ho Chi Minh City, which is like, if you think about Eastern Standard Time, if it's like noon over your time in Toronto, it'll be basically midnight here. Right, which is like, I'm okay with that because I work until like 2-3 in the morning, which is 2-3 p.m. Eastern Standard. That means the bank is about to close. That's when I go to sleep. So it worked perfectly when the bank's going to close at the end of the day, shut down, because they usually don't do much after the lunchtime anyway. So that's right. That's my mortgage brokering business. The wind's picking up now, right? I might have to go underneath that area to the garden area to get stop it from moving. But so for my training business, it's the opposite, right? It'd be evenings there. That means early morning here. So now sometimes I got to wake up really early, like 6:30, 7:30 in the morning, after sleeping at 2 a.m. So
well, you're a young whippersnapper. You can handle that.
Yeah, this is the joy of working overseas. But here's the thing, you learn to make the best of it, because if the life that you want is here to travel, the freedom to travel, there is always some sacrifice. And I look at it, if I stay back in Canada, I also have to have some sacrifice. won't be able to travel as much, right? Suffer the winter. Here, I got no winter. I mean, 22 degrees is winter here. I think if I go up north, it's 16 degrees Celsius, right? So, sure, that's a huge sacrifice to make, right?
But I think that's a great lesson, right? There's always, and you said sacrifice, there's always a price to pay. And then you have to decide if you want to pay that price, right? And
correct.
It may be getting up early. It may be breaking your sleep into 4 hours at night and 4 hours in the afternoon.
Well, yeah, there you go. Nap time. Like, I discovered this great power called nap. Which, like, when you take a nap in the afternoon to catch up, because think about it. And by the way, I don't do this all month. There's like maybe 2 to 3 times each month where I get caught only 4 or 5 hours of sleep, right? That's not very much, So if you think about 4 times a month, that's once a week. No big deal, right? So what I discover is in the afternoon, if for those days, I just crash after my training, after my early morning training with the brokers. I get my lunch, I get my breakfast, get my coffee, and then by around 2-3 o'clock, I just want to crash. But once that's done, you wake up refreshed in half an hour, in 1 hour.
Right.
You feel like a brand new day again. Your body's invigorated. It's just amazing. I never had that napping time back in Canada, right? I'm sure you
So let's get back to the mortgage brokerage business. Like how do you get customers when you're in Vietnam and your customers or clients are going to be in, I'm assuming, Vancouver?
That's correct. Yeah. They work like you, 9 to 5 usually, right? So guess what time are they available? Very early morning or very late after work, which is ideal for me.
This is the Elder Nomad Show, hosted by Scott Paton. Adventure has no age limit.
With, I'm assuming you'd use something like Zoom to contact them or
Always.
a phone call?
Yeah, Google Meet or Zoom or WhatsApp. And by the way, my phone number, if you want to ring my area code 604 number, it actually rings here right now.
So technology is amazing.
It is. Yeah. They call this voice IP phone, right? SIP, software internet phone. And I ported my number online. So my 604 number, 726-7878. If you call right now from a landline back in Canada, it rings here. So when the customer hear me pick up the phone from my 604 area code, they never knew that I was halfway around the other side of the world.
Right.
Unless they call me like 4 a.m. in the morning, then I get really grouchy. It's like, hey, why are you calling so early?
So isn't there a problem prospecting, like finding these people?
So the luck, luck has it, is that I have developed and built up a whole entire list database of over 1,100 people over the years, because I used to run Synergy Real Estate Network. I used to be part of Toastmasters. I was the president of Toastmasters actually twice, right? So over 6 years doing this and 7-8 years doing that, you have a lot of leads, warm leads, I call them. So I'm more of a farmer and then a hunter, right? When you ask about prospecting, is like there's two types of prospect. You either farm it or you either go hunting every day.
Right.
For me, I like to develop a following. So I farm. So I send out monthly newsletter about stuff that I'm doing, about things that are good for the client, not the stupid interest rates going up and down. Nobody cares about that. Like 50 people post that whenever the Bank of Canada changes, right? So like yourself, when you look at all the stuff that you're doing, Scott, is that we are contrarian, right? So we share stuff that makes people think. That makes people like, I want to hear more about this guy. So they follow you based on curiosity, right? And over the years, when you start saying, hey, by the way, I'm also a mortgage broker. If you have financing needs, reach out to me.
Let me know. Right.
It's like a byproduct of who you are, because they like you, they know you, they trust you. Doing business with you,
right?
It's just a default, right?
Right, and you've got a lot of experience in Vancouver, in British Columbia, in Canada, so you have the reputation, and then people know, okay, like I'm ready to buy a house or I need a mortgage. I'm going to get a hold of Sua.
Yep, correct. Yeah. And maybe I move to the other area, which is I'll get you guys show you the rooftop pool and And what it looks like here, I'll move into a less windy area so I can
All right.
talk without this crazy wind blowing here. And it looks like I'm shaking on like an earthquake happening here. All right, here's my garden area I'll go to here. But the swimming pool is right behind me. Let's get out of the sun so you can see better.
There you
Right
go.
there. There's a river there.
Nice.
This is part of traveling, guys. All right. This is a sacrifice I gotta make. I'll get to you in a minute, Pool. So this is my garden area.
Great.
Yeah, it's protected from the wind, so it's not blowing like crazy like a while ago, right?
Oh yeah, it's much better on the sound.
Good.
All right, so let's talk
what
a
were
little
we-
bit about the training business, because that's something that I think a lot of people don't realize they have an area of expertise. Because I'm assuming that most of the people watching us are going to be over 40. So you've got probably 20 to 25 years of doing different things, practicing the same thing over and over and over again, whatever your job or your business is. And people don't realize that there's a lot of students out there that are waiting for you to teach what you know.
Yeah, there's always a need. I mean, even for you, like when I first saw what you were doing, Scott, travel around the world and house sitting and pet sitting, it's like, what the heck is that? For me, it's like, I mean, how many people do that in the world? Maybe less than half of 1%. You know what I mean? Like very
sure,
minuscule. Like at such an extreme low number. Like for me,
when you're in it, you think there's lots of people doing it.
But
when you're
because
not
you get
in
to
it,
see it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I think we're familiar.
And you're
with the
right. There's
RAS.
not like for example, I did a talk today, and I took 2 screenshots of Trusted House Sitters, which is a site where you can go and get a house sit at, and they have a map, and then they have little flags on the map, and it'll be like, but it was like England, the flag was 3.6. In other words, 3,600 house sits are available in England. Not today, but in the next few, tomorrow to the next few months, right?
Yeah.
And some are 2 days, some are 2 weeks, some are 2 months, some is 6 months, all sorts of different times. And I look at it and go like, wow, like there's a real opportunity for people that want to travel and house sit, because when you house sit, you don't pay for accommodation. So if the average rent is $3,000 a month,
that's the biggest. Yeah, I think that's the biggest, other than flight, right? That's it.
Yeah. Well, and also if you've got a car, you're paying your car loan and your gas and your insurance. And when you don't have a house, you're not paying for your internet, your utilities, repairs,
everything else,
the furniture, all that stuff. Right. So so to me, it's like, wow, like there's this huge opportunity for people that want to travel and go to expensive countries, right? Like there's not a lot of house sitting in cheap countries because it's cheap. But, if you want to go to Florida, you want to go to New York, you want to go to LA, you want to go to Vancouver, you want to go to London, you can, instead of spending $500 a night on a hotel, you could stay for free somewhere. All you got to do is walk a dog once or twice a day for half an hour.
Yeah, for guys who like animals and pets, that's awesome. I mean, I like dogs, and I was thinking at one time too. I've even signed up. I'm sure you know, but it's like I've just been too busy. Like when
you're not in the stage. I mean, that's the other thing, right? We have seasons in our life, and you're not in a season where you should be traveling all over. You've got that resort that you're building, and that needs to take all your attention.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I have the resort project, and I got a person right behind me talking to one of the employees working here. So hopefully it doesn't catch on to you guys. And
this is one of the disadvantages of traveling too, is like I happen to be in an open area too, and so people were walking by, and it's kind of like, quiet, please be quiet. for half an hour we want quiet, and it's been quiet for all day except the half an hour that we're on. That's one of the rules and laws of travel. So to get back to, so basically what I'm saying is people who have a skill can teach it. And then if you can teach it, you can teach it anywhere, because you're teaching people halfway around the world in Canada, but mortgage brokerages.
It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you got a knowledge base. You got Zoom these days. I wouldn't say thank God to COVID, but because of COVID, the silver lining of COVID is that everybody got accustomed to Zoom. And all of my clients got accustomed to Zoom. The lenders got accustomed to Zoom. The commercial account manager got accustomed to Zoom. The mortgage broker, the lawyers got accustomed to Zoom. So we talk about everybody in our whole entire infrastructure for financing wise knows how this works.
Right.
And Google Meet and Calendly and like all the calendar scheduling program that I send the link out to, and they just schedule it. So back to what you're asking about, it's like teach what very few people know, the industry knows. Maybe you're good at specific thing, and I've seen people teach other stuff too. Like I teach commercial financing because 97% of mortgage brokers, residential mortgage brokers, cannot confidently do commercial financing, right?
Right.
Some of them dabble, but then there's a 50-50 chance when things hit the fan, shit hit the fan, they are screwed, and they're gonna have a problem with lawsuits, and they can really affect the client's entire.
And it's a big dollar ticket, right? I mean, you're not talking about a $200,000 house.
No, we're talking millions of dollars. Sometimes it could be 3 to 5, 10, $20 million. People are not afraid to sue at that time.
That's right.
Right.
So you got to get it right.
Yeah, when you talk about less than $1 million, it's not a big issue. It's a house, move on, whatever, right? But when people are impacted by, you got like some people have a complicated setup, general, man, like there's like limited partnership and general partnership, and then there's trusts involved, and then there's a whole bunch of investors involved. There's silent partners involved, and those people are not going to be happy.
Right. So were you doing like retail mortgage brokerage? Like I'm thinking houses and condos before, and then you moved into commercial?
Yeah, in my early years, like my first 3 years, I was doing residential mortgages after leaving the big bank, right?
Yeah.
Like for anybody, like for me it was CIBC. If somebody was in like a lot of half of my markets in US right now, so like Wells Fargo, Bank of America. If you were like in Bank of America, a loan officer, and then you leave to do your own thing, independent, the first thing you do is probably go into residential because that's easiest. If the license allows you to do residential, the license allows you to do residential mortgages, which is what everybody does, which, like the I would say 80-20%. 80-20 says everybody wants to buy a house, everybody buys a condo. How many of those people could actually buy a business or a commercial plaza? Very few.
Right.
So yeah, so
you started off in the housing market, because the point I want to make here is you got good at what you were doing, and then you kept your eyes open for opportunities, and you saw, wow, like not a lot of people are doing commercial. You remind me actually of a friend of mine who's a real estate agent in downtown Vancouver, and she only sells in a 2-block rate. There's 2 blocks. She only sells in those 2 blocks. And if you are a real estate agent and you show somebody something in those 2 blocks and they want to buy it, you talk to her, because the techie law, the rules and regulate. I mean, it is just like so complicated. But she and one other person have been doing it for 20 years. So instead, it would take the average realtor, like months and months making sure that the right T's are crossed and the right I's are dotted, whereas she knows everything and she knows everybody that you need to talk to make sure if you're not sure of something. So it was just like, I never heard of that. Like 2 blocks, that's all. Well, if someone wants to buy something, I'll help them. But my business is these 2 blocks, because every time someone wants to sell or buy, they have to talk to me or this other person. So finding that niche, right, is really cool.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that's one way to do it, because if you dive deep enough, like I'm very humble, you know me, and it's like, but if you want to compare to residential mortgage versus commercial, general practitioner and nurses are residential mortgage broker. For commercial financing, we're the equivalent of the brain surgeon, the heart surgeon.
Right.
So if you really want to screw up things big time, you F around with those. Right. No doctor wants to do that.
Right. Before we went on the air, you were talking a little bit about we call it a funnel in marketing, like how you get people through the process. So I thought it would be really good. Not that we want anybody to do commercial mortgage broker training. But if you're, if you're
They can try. They can try. It's a
Yeah.
lot harder than you think. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is everybody's area of expertise is a lot harder than you'd think if you're not an expert at it. So think of this as, how would this apply to your business? So how do you get people in, and how do you take them along this process so that at the end they're excellent commercial mortgage brokers?
Well, I have so many outsources, I call them, right? We got LinkedIn, we got YouTube, and those are basically where I provide content, just like you right now, right? This is content. Like, you got 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we're talking about stuff, we're giving value. And the website is the landing page, I call it. That's the funnel. So when people go to the landing page, they can get on a one-on-one phone call to ask about the mentorship program, which is my flagship program. It's a 12 months long. But most people don't get to that point if they don't know who I am. If they know who I am, they go straight there, because that's where they find me, right? But if for those people who are new and they just say, who's this guy? I don't know who this guy is. So we have once a week, we provide like a 1 hour, 90 minutes, basically presentation. It's a complimentary presentation where I go through what's possible, what's not, and how you can learn about commercial financing. I teach them a little bit enough to be dangerous, but not enough to make money. All right. They know exactly how opportunity looks like on the surface level. And if they want to deep dive it, then it's they're welcome. I invite them to the 3-day event, which is called the master class, right? It's a workshop. It's a 3-day workshop. And over the 3 days, there's like, I'll say 8 to 10 hours worth of time that I sink in to teach them. And these aren't free. The 90 minutes is free, but the 3-day event costs money. We have different type of tickets available, and we start off with like $197 to like $497, different level, silver, bronze, gold, silver, bronze, right? Kind of thing. I don't do that marketing side. My team does it. Just like you have your own team that does the marketing side of it. I got Desmond, Jason, Dustin, and Justin, and give me a few people behind the scene who are specialized in this. You can outsource them as well. They're on Fiverr, Upwork, and I'm sure, Scott, you have a team that can help with that as behind the scene work as well. So the 3-day event, over the 3 day, at the end of the 3 day, they realize like, holy shit, I learned a ton, but there's like so much more to learn. And then I would say, hey, look, for the people who are serious, they can come into the 12 months mentorship program that I teach them. It starts off with 6 weeks, full workshop training certification, get them to master all the fundamentals, everything they need to know. And then for the rest of the next 11 months, I help them go through from A to Z a real live deal. So they can from getting the client, basically from working on onboarding the client, getting lead generation, onboarding client, to figure out how this whole entire thing work, how to present the loan request to the lender, and then fund the deal and how to get paid. So the biggest problem is that, right? The whole system.
Yep. And once you've done it once, you have the confidence to continue doing it. And yes. I was just talking to a friend of mine who does high ticket sales, and one of his clients is in the health industry. And he was telling me that, and he's just a coach. He just tells people, he doesn't give them supplements or any of that sort of stuff. And he was taking people on for his program was 6 months. And they were talking about it. And he says, I have to change it to a year, because it just takes a year for people to really solidify those new habits and the knowledge and everything else. Habit. And I think that, one of the mistakes people make is thinking that all they need is the knowledge, right? Like you can read a book, and that's good. I mean, I encourage you, read books, watch videos, trainings, all that sort of stuff. But if you don't have somebody beside you, when you come up to that one thing that they forgot to put in the book, or you forget, like I know, I'm learning Spanish, right? And I'm listening to these Spanish speakers and they talking to me, blah, 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 blah. And I go, oh, I not only recognize that word, I know that word. Unfortunately, I don't remember what it means. but that's all part of the process, right? Like before, I couldn't recognize anything they said. It just sounded like noise. Now I can pick out the words. So I think, yes, I'm making progress. Now, and that actually is the most frustrating thing, right? Before, when I was ignorant, I was like, oh, you're ignorant, you don't know, right? But now it's like,
you don't know what you don't know. It's okay. But now you know, but you know what you don't know now.
That's right. I know that I've heard that word. And, I've used it before. And that's frustrating. But that's where, when you have someone beside you, mentorship, and the other thing too,
is invaluable.
I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and we were, I'm in a partnership, free-ebooks.net, right? And my partner was trying to do something and procrastinating. So finally, we have a meeting. I said, we're just going to do it now. And he was like, yeah, okay, let's do it now. And it's like 10 steps. The first 5, no problem. Number 6, it's a total wall. It's like, it's 300 feet high and 400 feet wide, and we can't get through it. And he would have quit, right? Because he would have been, I've done this, been frustrated and quit. I do that a lot, right? And because I was there, right, even though I didn't know any more than him, it was like, no, come on, Warren, we can get through this. We know
what to expect. We see what's on the other side.
And he did, and I don't know what he did, and he got through that, and then this problem that had been around for 2 months was solved. But if you don't have somebody that holds you accountable or holds your hand, depending on the situation, then it's so easy to just
because frustration is a dream killer, right? Because that's instant gratification. Dreams aren't overnight,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Procrastination. Yeah, like give up and go have a beer. That's the easy answer, right?
I don't know, man. It took me 6 years to fine tune it from 1 day event to 3 day event to 1 week event, 2 weeks event, 3 weeks. Like, oh my God, like the iteration that improve. Like Tony Robbins says it best, right? Constant and never ending improvement. That's what I keep focusing. How can I make this better? How can I make this better? To the point where, and you are correct, because I take it for granted that a lot of my graduate success is it overnight? No, because it took me 6 years to refine this whole process, right? Another 10 years to practice and refine it even more, right? And the graduates that are succeeding today, like one of my graduates, Teek Lee, and she came actually right here. She sat right here. I interviewed her. If you go watch my YouTube video, she says one of the things she says, "Sue, I made 27 grand." I said, "That's congratulations. How did you feel?" He goes, "Sue, I felt it was too easy. I felt like I didn't deserve it." I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Right.
And that I should like pat myself on the back, because it's because of mentorship. It makes things easier than it seems.
Right. And the other thing is, you just said it took you 16 years to get this. And I bet you she wasn't more than 1 or 2 or 3 years into it, and away you went, right?
Yeah. She didn't have to make the mistakes that I had to go through. The bang on the wall, the frustration, the I'm going to give up. I'm going back to the bank, right? Like a lot of those, it's a temporary thing. And they don't see that because I've never hit that wall. Like your friend, right? When they hit that wall, I'm done. I'm out.
Yep.
For us, we look at the other side. We say, for us, we look at the wall and say, if you look at the other side, there's a set of ladders to climb down.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, just look over the other side of the wall, right? And that's our job, is look at the other side of the wall. We tell them.
Yeah. So speaking of the other side of the wall, Sua, let's just take a few minutes and tell everybody about the project that you're building in Da Nang.
Oh, Da Nang is a little bit further away, but we're close to the beach, actually 2 hours away from the beach. So we're in the highland. Da Nang is the coffee plantation. Yeah. Da Nang is, if you guys want to go to Asia and you want to
Da Nang, I can't tell the difference. It's like that Spanish word I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it gets used to it. Even when I first came here, I was like, where is it? Like, I'm having a hard time with geography. Like, we're not used to it, right? But once you get accustomed to where things are, and it's like, where do I go to the cooler place? Like chill, like really cool climate, not 30, 35. I'm like sweating buckets, right? So when I realized that, hey, there's a place that they grow coffee, and coffee don't grow in a very extreme weather like this. Like what happened to Brazil when it gets 35, 40 degrees? They just die. So the highlands area is a little bit higher elevation, so it's cooler. So when it's 35 degrees here, it's like 26 degrees there, which is like perfect weather, right?
Yeah. I
And
would
when it
never have
drops,
dreamt it was like that in
oh,
Vietnam.
yeah, and when it drops at night, sometimes it drops at night down to like 16 degrees Celsius, which is like nice. I wear my shorts outside, go jogging, right? It's perfect weather for jogging now. Of course, the locals will look at you crazy, right? So back to the project. I'm in the middle of the coffee plantation. So we built out 2 clubhouses, and then we built out the clubhouses. We have restaurant, cafe, and it would have the spa and have all the nice luxury stuff, right, that you're accustomed to in the city. And then there's geodesic glamping dome, like just dome that have
nice,
right? Yeah, because we're outside the city. We're like an hour outside the city, 30 minutes from the airport, and dark black sky. At night, you can see the stars.
Nice.
Right? It's like no noise, no city lights. Right? So you can actually enjoy luxury. If you want a clubhouse, you want to go get a spa, a massage, you can just go out, 50 feet and you're there, right? But meanwhile, you get to enjoy here. And our idea is to have like a nice a jacuzzi hot tub outside. So when it gets cold, you can just jump in there and just
perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the project I'm building right now. We're at 80%, and I'm just waiting for the last investors to bring in the money. They've been having a hard time back in Canada getting equity, getting the financing done to take out equity to invest with us. Right now, these are all my investors back in the day that I did the Synergy Real Estate Network.
Right.
I say, hey, I'm doing this. Anybody want in? And people just jump because they can see that there's opportunity. And I did the resort in Bali. It's doing well. It's taking care of itself, right?
I've been there. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing. It's heavenly, isn't it? Like sunset right there. Oh, you just sit back and no noise from the city, even though it's only 20, 30 minutes away, right?
Beautiful. Yeah. Escaping the rat race. That's a lot of what we were about, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the reason why I built this project is it was my excuse to travel and it's a business write-off. So if you can imagine, if you're an investor, you can come and visit your business here in Vietnam, and you can write it off as a tax write-off.
There you go. Awesome. So, Sua, there may be some people that are watching that want to talk to you more about this. Obviously, we're not soliciting anything and we're not selling anything. Is there the commercialfinancingmastery.com? Is that the best place for them to go to say hi?
You can, yeah. I mean, you can always email me. You could you can put Sua at commercialfinancingmastery.com, and you can email me directly. Have questions. I can talk about the project. I can talk about Bali. I can talk about commercial financing. So that's my email. Just put SUA at commercialfinancingmastery.com, and we can have a conversation. Yeah.
Oops, there. My computer was a bit slow putting your name up. Awesome. All right, Sue, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. And
it's been fun.
Before we go, I would like you to recommend a slightly out of the way, and by that what I mean is something that people in Canada and the United States would probably never have heard of, place where they could go that would be a beautiful experience in Vietnam, because you've been there. So not Ho Chi Minh City, not Hanoi, not the
everybody likes to go to those major cities, but I think if you go to like Sapa, or I think you already know Da Nang. Da Nang has a very beautiful beach area. Yeah, Da Nang is very cool. It's cooler than Saigon, but it's white sand beach. It's clean, like for as far as you can see. Nice. And they have pretty cool stuff there to do. Like, I mean, there's so many things in Vietnam. Hoi An is an HOIAN is a really old emperor, like the Chinese emperor kind of place. The old kingdom.
Right.
They're very old town, ancient town. You go there, you're like, man, there's no city here. It looks like old village. Like, yeah, that's it.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah. So
and the food is awesome.
Like the food everywhere. Vietnam, maybe not so much in Hanoi because it's northerner delicacy. It's not as spicy, but in the south, wow, like it's amazing. All right.
Fantastic. All right. So thanks so much for joining us, Sue. I know you've agreed to come on every couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to catching up with you again soon.
Yeah, it's always
And-
fun. Always good to share and invite. People can travel. Just travel, guys. Like, don't figure out what you want to do now. Figure out after you start traveling. Then you can see it yourself. You can feel it. Maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. All right. So thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Scott
Thank you.
Paton, the Elder Nomad. Thank you, Sua. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.